Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing fantastic. Are you exactly where you want to be in your life? In terms of your relationships, your career, your money, your health? If your answer is yes, this video is not for you. But if you are like the vast majority of people that are working really hard, that seem to have a plan, that are doing everything right, and yet success eludes you. You seem to always be chasing after your dreams and desires. It's very possible that your belief system is what is holding you back. Our beliefs have a very powerful impact on our lives, and the course of our lives is dictated by them, and whether you see opportunities or hindrances can actually be traced back to your belief system. How often have you found yourself saying, I can't do this? Whether it's a lack of skill, lack of opportunity, or because somebody significant in your life will not give you the permission to do it. Life is hard, comes from feeling like a victim, disempowered, helpless. Vulnerability causes pain, keeps us from fully investing in relationships. We're afraid of rejection and abandonment. It will keep you from speaking up in a board meeting, expressing yourself creatively because you're afraid of judgment. I don't deserve this comes from feeling unworthy. I don't need this comes from feeling guilt. And the list of these limiting beliefs is very long, unfortunately. And they're so ingrained in our psyche that we don't even realize that they're actually limiting us. Our beliefs are established and developed between the ages of 1 and 7. And they come from our environment. We hear our grandparents teaching us or speaking, our parents, siblings, caregivers. And as a child, you don't have the discernment to figure out whether what's being told is going to serve you, it's right, it's damaging. You just take it all in and it becomes a part of your operating system. Most adults, they behave and teach from their belief systems, and their own experiences are a result of that belief system. And most people do not question any of their beliefs because they've been given to them by people who have their best interest at heart, who love them. And the act of actually looking at your belief system and analyzing it is overwhelming and traumatic, because you may have to come to the conclusion that this is not right, it's not serving you, and that disrupts the very foundation you're standing on. Before you go about trying to change your beliefs, you must understand how your mind works. The mind has two aspects. There's the brain and there is the subconscious mind. The brain is the thinking, conscious, learning, action-oriented part of our mind. And the subconscious, which is more than 90%, is a very habit-oriented way of working. So things like walking, breathing, any bodily activities, driving, swimming. When you learn something and you got it right, it goes and sits in the subconscious, and then anytime you need it, it just as a habit pops back out. So when you want to learn something, when you want to change something, you go about taking a course or doing a project. And that all feeds your conscious thinking creative mind. But that does not translate to change in the subconscious. Because the subconscious actually functions at a completely different wavelength. When you see young children between the ages of 1 and 7, they are so much in their own imagination. They live a very unconscious kind of a life where they don't have conscious thinking, they don't have creative thinking. And when you test their brains, you see that they actually have the theta brainwave level, which is akin to sleep, just before you sleep actually, and hypnosis. So when you want to make a change, you cannot read about it, you cannot learn about it. And anybody who has ever read 1 or 10 self-help books knows very well that just taking in that information that makes perfect sense to the brain does not automatically relate to the change in that habit, to the working through that addiction. And if you agree with me, then please leave a comment with a yes or a no. To allow the subconscious mind to change, you need to bypass the thinking mind, which means you need to be in a state of real calm and very lessened brain activity, which means going into the theta, which is just before you go to sleep. So if you hook yourself up to subliminal messaging or deep visualization through headphones or meditation just before you move into sleep, that's the time when you can rewrite an old or an existing belief system. You will tell your subconscious something different, something new, whatever it is that you want to change. You tell your brain that. That is how you change the programming. It cannot be done in the conscious form of learning and changing. The hard part actually is recognizing the belief system that needs to be changed, the belief system that's actually holding you back. So if you find yourself working very hard, that your relationships are in conflict, that your work experiences a lot of roadblocks, and that your dreams and your desires are unfulfilled, then take a look at what are your belief systems and which one is actually holding you back, and then take the time to change that so that you can move forward in the direction that you want to, in the way that you want to, and achieve your fulfillment and your success. I would love to hear your experiences, if you've ever tried this in the past, or what your belief systems are that are actually holding you back. If you have an idea based on what I have just mentioned, I wish you all the very best. God bless, and remember to love and not judge, and I will catch you in the next video.